Yeah, so we'll discuss about navigating the user interface and setting up the environment so that you get familiar with Informatica Cloud services. So as part of the cloud data integration org license, the free license, we get these services, which include data integration, administrator, monitor, and operational insights. So I'm in the administrator tab right now. So what I'm going to do is I'll help you, I'll show you how to download a secure agent and how to configure the secure agent, and we'll discuss about creating a connection, a flat file connection for today, and we'll work on a sample mapping so that you get to understand about how do we start with. So I'll click on the download secure agent. Once you click on download secure agent, you get a platform which is either Windows or Linux. So I'll copy this token and I'll just put it in a notepad. And I can download this secure agent, which is my Windows platform. And once it is downloaded, we can install the secure agent on the machine. So I have a directory which is already existing, so I can choose a new one. So this is a secure agent which is running on a different machine, which is actually configured to this org. For every organization, you have a org ID. This is an org ID, and this is a name of the org. So we get all the details here, which includes the org level information. So this binary got downloaded now. So we'll go to the we'll open this. And before I open that, let me go ahead and create a directory locally so that I can give the path to that location where I would like to install my secure agent. So I'm going to do it in documents. I'll put it in documents and I'll create a directory with, let's say I'll create a new folder and I'll create a directory ISAS, or we'll directly create in a C drive itself. We can go to C drive. Can go to C drive itself and we can create a directory here. So I'll create a directory called ISCS secure agent. I'll just name it as March. This is my folder. So I'll just go and copy this location. I'll go back to the admin page. Now I'll open this. So I'm going to give, this is a default path. It would actually show up to you, but you can specify at any location. So I'm going to give this path where I created a directory called ISA Secure Agent March. I'm going to click on next. And I have the product name, the installation folder, and I need to make sure I have enough disk space available. So I have the space, so I'm going to click on install. And this is going to install the Java runtime environment, which is part of the binary itself, and it will install the latest version of Informatica Cloud Secure Agent Data Integration version. And once it is installed, you would see that some directories get created inside this folder, which includes apps, downloads, extension, JDK, and you get some directories called uninstalls, Informatica Secure Agent, and a document, a notice document. So what we have to do is we need to start the service, right? We need to start the services and we need to register to the cloud. Before I start the services, this would actually prompt, it would come up with a prompt saying that I need to register the secure agent. So I have to copy the token that I took initially, and this will come in a moment. So we can navigate to this path, through a command prompt. Copy this path, open a command prompt on your machine, on your laptop, go to the path, and you can go to apps. You can go to agent core. This is a directory where you're supposed to go, and you have something called agent start.batch, right? You can actually start this, and this would actually come up with the prompt in a moment. The agent has been stopped, but we need to register the secure agent first. So if I have to check if it is registered or not, right? So how do I do that? I can just run this command, console agent manager dot batch, or I just have to check the status, right? I just need to check this. If I just run this, I also need to pass some input parameters. So if I just enter this, this is going to prompt few input parameters where I have to check if it is configured or not. So if I check is configured, this is going to show me that if it is not configured, so you want to start the agent first. So please look at console agent manager.log for further details. So we need to start the agent first, and then we need to configure the agent so that it would run on your laptop. So how do you do that? You have to go to agent start.batch, and the moment you click this, you would get a prompt asking to register. So what I need to do, I need to register now. So this is my user which I'm registering, the one that you configured, and I copied a secure agent. Sorry, I copied the install token. So I'll take that install token, I'll put it here and click on register. Once I click on register, the secure agent would start up. So this will ensure that your secure agent is registered with the cloud, the org ID that you have uh, downloaded will get actually registered with the cloud, and you can start working on the data integration. So we can go back and we can check it again. If you want to just make sure this is starting, the secure agent has been stopped, it says. We can go back and check it again. The status. How do you get the status? Get status. You click on get status. It would show you that if it is ready or if it's not ready. Okay, then we have to start the agent again. Agent start dot batch. And this would start the services. If you look at this prompt again, the secure agent is starting up. If I go back to the console again, if I refresh the runtime environments, I get a machine again. I get my local machine which I configured on my local machine with the host name. The host name that I configured, I get the details here. So you get a host here, and you can actually rename this agent as, let's say, I have the name here. So I just have to, for example, if I want to rename it, I can just rename as local agent 1. Since I already have local agent, so I'll just put it as local agent 1. And again, I can even rename the secure agent group as well. Like I can just go to this and rename the secure agent group as local agent 1. So you see that not all the services are up and running, which ideally typically tells that the services are starting up, and you can see the entries in the audit log. So these are all starting up. These are the components. The agent service details have these services like data integration server, common integration components, OI data collector, which is nothing but operational insights, and mass ingestion. But mass ingestion is not part of our free trial license, so we won't be able to work on mass ingestion. We only get data integration, administrator, monitor, and operational insights. So this would take a moment for the services to come up, because this would download the entire packages to the directory, and this would ensure that all the packages get downloaded. The services would be up and running in a moment. So any questions so far on the installation of Secure Agent? Is that clear from anyone? Any questions?
Hello Shiva, I'm Kalyan here.
Yeah, yes, Kalyan.
Can you just brief, the process once again, that how we need to do that secure agent installation?
Yeah, sure. See, once you log in to your UI, your URL, ISAS URL, you need to go to the administrator services. You have different services here. These are called different services, that you see here, and you can toggle. There is something called toggle. You just right click on this, click on open in new tab. You get administrator service. You also get data integration service along with monitor and operational insights. The first thing what you do is you go to administrator service and you need to download the secure agent. On the top, you get download secure agent. So once you click on download secure agent, you get a prompt. Either you can choose your platform as Windows or Linux. So we copy the install token and we register to this service. Once you download it, it gets downloaded in the form of a.bin, in the form of install agent.axa.bin. There is a that binary gets downloaded, and you can actually go and double click on that, and you need to register yourself there. It's simple. So in real time, what happens is, this will be done by your administrator, who would take care of the installation, and you would set up your secure agent so that you can start your development work and you can connect to your secure agent. So this would come up in a moment with all the services up and running. You can click on refresh status. So this is actually downloading the packages. It downloads all the packages, and it will ensure everything would be in place. So at times you may get some error. Probably you can just have to go and see, for example, this common integration components failed with an error. So nothing to worry about. Like you can actually start them again, and there is something called agent service starter stop. So if I click on stop again, this is going to give me a prompt, user stop, and I can start it again. The common integration components. And OA data collector is nothing but operational insights. We'll discuss about it later. So if I click on stop again, this is going to give me a prompt, and I can start it again. So the services would be coming up in a moment. So now, how do you see the services at the at the Windows side? You can navigate to this path where you have installed your secure agent in your C drive, in your IACS secure agent March. This is the directory I gave, and you need to go to apps, agent core, and you can actually check this log, which is nothing but agentcore.log. If you click on this log, you would get the details about the packages that are getting downloaded, and the secure agent will be done, will be installed in some time.
Shiva, this is Rajiv. Just a quick question. Can we install multiple agents on the same machine at client, or?
That is not recommended actually.
Okay.
You need to have a dedicated secure agent supposed to be installed on a machine. You can have multiple secure agents. You can have a Windows agent, you can have a Linux agent. That's absolutely fine, but it's not recommended to have multiple secure agents on your laptop, on your
Oh,
host.
no, I mean, I'm asking at a client. I mean, not yes, of course, for us, we will have only one agent, but at client, we can have multiple agents if required. I mean,
Yeah, and we can have multiple agents, like you can register multiple agents, if your org is quite big and you want to segregate things around, like you want to have a dedicated secure agent for few of the projects, and you want a different agent, you can still have it as long as you're able to connect to that service. That should be absolutely fine.
okay.
Yeah. So this is how it is. If you look at this agent code.log, right? The agent code.log, this is going to download the packages. So the secure agent is going to help you to ensure the connectivity is intact. Without a secure agent, you cannot run your jobs. You cannot run your data integration jobs without a secure agent. We cannot import a file, or you cannot work on a file. You cannot work on a table, or you cannot connect to any external system. So you need a secure agent to be installed on your machine in the first instance once you enable your free trial account. And for the benefit of someone who's joined today, I'll just tell quick again. You just have to go to Google and just type Informatica Cloud free trial account, Informatica Cloud free trial for data integration. You just type this, and you have to go to Informatica free trial account. This page, and you need to provide your details. This is a 30 days free trial provided by Informatica. You just have to provide your first name, last name, your title, and your work email. It can be your Gmail, need not be your official mail ID. Select your user, can be anything, administrator, analyst, or architect, or anything, whatever that you feel appropriate. And once you select all this and click on submit, you get a mail that gets triggered to your username. Now, what are the username that you give? For example, if I give a username here, you give a work mail and you give a username. You need to remember your username to log in, or else you can select this option and you can select your work mail or your Gmail ID as your user mail, and you can directly log in. That would be enabled. And once it is enabled, you get to see these options where you have administrator page, data integration, monitor, and operational insights. So just to check the status on this, we can just click on this refresh status. Once you click on the refresh status, you get to understand about what is the status of the runtime environment. We still see that it's not all services are running. Let's see what is there. Okay, we got an error. Let's see what error we got here. We can check this log. Okay, so I can do one thing. I can actually sometimes to see that the services are supposed to come in, like in a supposed to. Sometimes you may end up in errors, and what you have to do is you need to abort the agent manager. So there is something called abort agent manager dot batch. So what it does is it's going to abort all the services or and the things that are running in the background, and we can restart the agent again. because this is important for us to ensure the secure agent is up and running. It has to be registered. So I can
So,
do an first.
Shiva,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt here. Yeah, like from where you are restarting the services, the secure agent services?
Yeah, I'm restarting the services from the directory where I have installed my secure agent. I created a directory called ISAS Secure Agent March. Under
Okay,
this directory, I have apps folder. Under apps folder, I
mm-hmm.
have agent core.
Okay,
Yeah, agent core is a directory where I get all this configuration files as well as the batch files. In case of
mm-hmm.
Windows, we get a script, and we can directly start and stop the services.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, someone from a power center background, probably they can relate to this, and that is how it would actually. It's pretty easy, but the only difference is you get an agent core directory here, and you get a start and stop option. If someone is from the Informatica admin background, it would be easy for them to understand this. But it is something very simple, and you can do it for yourself. You can start and stop the services. So I'm going to start it again. Agent start dot batch. Again, this is going to start from the beginning, and this will ensure the services would come up. Okay, and you have to make sure the firewall is enabled. We have to ensure allow access, because this is to make sure that your secure agent is able to communicate with your firewall, or else you may end up in this errors. So probably that could be a reason where this was not coming up. So I just enabled private access as well for my firewall, and if you look at the logs again, this would just print the same thing what you can see in this notepad again, and this will ensure that your services, you get a prompt saying that deploying, running, stop, restart. So this is changed error. Now it might get updated in a moment. Click on refresh status, you get everything. So let me click on how to navigate to the services. For example, now I have this administrator page where you can set up all the admin related activities with org, configurations, and licenses. As discussed yesterday, right? We discussed about licenses. Licenses are important for the organization. Depending on the license that you have, you may have different connectors, and you would have the different services available in ISAS. So you also have a SAML setup. A SAML setup is again, this is a single sign-on. This can be done by your admin. This will ensure your LDAP directory is in sync with your ISAS org ID, and you have a metering. This will ensure the license metrics, and users. We can create users and user groups. These are all like admin related work, where you can actually create multiple users, and we can assign a group to a user and a user role. Connections is important. We need to create a connection to ensure that we have to create a connection, we need to make sure the secure agent is up and running. So we'll come back to this in a moment once we have the secure agent up and running. And we'll discuss about add-on connectors later. Add-on connectors are depending on the need basis. We can download a free trial connector. For example, Salesforce. We can click on Start Free Trial, and we get a Salesforce connector in the Connections tab. So depending on the free trial version that we may have only few connectors available. For example, if I click on New Connection, and you get a prompt here to choose your type of connection. It can be a flat file, FTP connection, or your ODBC or MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server. So you get all these connections. You just have to provide your valid configurations. So depending on the type I select, I get the other options where I'm supposed to choose my runtime environment, the directory, the code page is recommended to be UTF-8 by default. And again, if you choose Oracle, you may have to provide your username, password, host name, port number, and all the details.
And Shiva, one thing here, I am not able to see Snowflake Connector here. So okay, where we can add that?
Snowflake, yeah, Snowflake Connector is again, I'm not sure if it is part of a add-on bundle, but we can search that. I think we have a Snowflake here, but we can get a free trial of Snowflake, but that won't be a part of this training. Actually, this training is covering flat files and Oracle, and I can cover a couple of things on the Salesforce, but this training is predominantly on the flat files and Oracle. I have my Oracle instance running on my laptop, so I have Oracle, I have flat files. So predominantly the training would cover this too.
Okay,
And
only
also
flat files and
Salesforce.
Oracle. Okay,
Yeah, that's
Salesforce.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, and Shiva, what's the difference between data integration and application integration?
So data integration is similar to your if you are from Power Center background, right? This is where data integration is from, where you have a similar functionality of a Power Center where you get to work on ETL, like extract, transform, and load. You work on the data, and you actually work on the components, like data integration components here, and we work on business requirements to manipulate the data and load into systems. And application integration is more on the real time side, and like probably close to real time and real time, not exactly real time but near to real time. And it's more on the uh, API driven, and you get different services, different options where you create connectors like REST API connectors. And that's a different thing. Data integration is more on the data that you have, and you want to manipulate the data, or different like data warehouses for enterprise data warehouse, or for ODS. We work on the data integration platform. So
Okay, application integration is more like Power Exchange, you mean to say?
not Power Exchange. Yeah, I don't have that version here as a free trial, so I cannot show you that. So we can discuss about application integration later. I mean, I'll explain detail there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for the interest of the audience that we have, this is where I would like to come up with. Where data integration is, we have this services where we can create multiple mappings, tasks, applets, task flows, and components. When I say mapping, it's equal to a mapping in a Power Center. Someone from a Power Center background can relate to this. And every mapping has a mapping task. A mapping task is similar to a session in Informatica Power Center, where you specify some properties, and you can also set up a schedule in the mapping task. And we also have maplets. Maplets are similar to Power Center maplet. And we also have a task flows. But task flows are nothing but like your workflows in Power Center, but with an advanced features that includes a simple task flow, a parallel task flow, a linear task flow, sequential tasks, and with the decision tasks. So we'll discuss about all this. And this monitor service is actually services similar to your workflow monitor in Power Center, where you can see your jobs running status, and you get a option like all jobs and running jobs on the left side, and you can look at it. So let's go back to the administrator page again and see the runtime environment, and let's see what is the status of our local agent.
And Shiva, what is the minimum RAM that Informatica recommends for the secure agent? installation? Like what should be the minimum RAM?
Minimum RAM, I would recommend minimum 8 GB RAM is good enough.
Okay.
And you need to have good amount of space.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know, for some reasons this is not coming up. Okay, let's do it again.
And if we have a multiple like a Gmail account and a Hotmail account, can we create like multiple trial versions, like 30 days and then another 30 days with another email ID?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, correct. We can do that.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at the console agent manager.log for further details. So you can go to this location and let's see the log here, what went wrong. So let me open this. So there may be some connection refused, the connection refused to host, nested exception. Okay, this may be a reason where there may be a firewall block. Probably I have enabled it, in the middle of the service when I started it. So I'll have to abort it again. So what I can do is I can click on Abort Agent Manager. So this is going to abort my services that are running, and I can start it up again, right? So as I think I explained about it yesterday, that we have to ensure the firewall is enabled. The firewall shouldn't block the IP addresses, or else your secure agent won't be up and running. So I'm going to start it again, agent start.batch, and we can go back to the file again, agentco.log, and I can just look at this log again. And this is the file gets appended, with once it is up and running, you would get a prompt saying deploying one, running one, like you get all the services up and running. So this would take some more time. So I wanted to show this because I want you to enable your account and start your secure agent. So even though if it is taking time, not a problem. You have to ensure the secure agent should be up and running. Without a secure agent, we can't do anything. We can't even create the connections, and we can't even start our development work. So this is the first thing what you're supposed to do, and you have to get familiar with navigating through different services like data integration, administrator, monitor, and operational insights. So what is operational insights? The operational insights, we may not have anything right now, but again, this is more at a dashboard level where you would see the services. One moment, I think I have it. Yeah, operational insights. So this is more at a dashboard where you would see the set of services running along with your CPU and your memory configurations, and you get a entire picture about the infrastructure summary and the secure agents that are up and running, and you get a common integration components, and you can actually set up alerts. You can even set up alerts on infrastructure alerts, like you want to set up something like the secure agent is not available. If you want to enable, you can enable all, and you can select your recipients so that it would be triggered to your mail ID that is configured with your local agent, whatever that you want to do. And you can even set up uh, application integration alerts, and you can even select all infrastructure is what I can see here. So depending on the license that we have, we can enable multiple things. It's all license driven. It's all license driven. So we have to make sure that we get the license, in real time. You get to see a lot of other services too, which are not just limited to data integration, administrator, monitor, and operational insights. If I click on show all services, you may get a lot of other services too, depending on the company's license. And PC to cloud conversion is something which is a new part of service that they have come up with, because Power Center projects are moving to cloud shortly. I mean, they're going to end the support for Power Center probably in 2 years or so, I guess. I don't have the exact timeline, but that's what I heard. So PC to cloud conversion is one important service that's coming up. So let's go back to the runtime environment again. Let's see this, what is happening here. And if I click on refresh status, secure agent core is not running, not all services are ready. Okay.
So Shiva, one more question. Can we create users with restricted access to this thing, to IICS?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, correct. So what we can do is we can create a user and we can assign a group to them and also a role. We get default user roles. And for example, I have this default user roles like admin, data integration, data previewer, task executor, deployer, designer, key admin, and all this. I can create a custom role as well. I know I can click on add role, and let's say I click on something like an operator role. Operator.
So the roles you were showing on the previous screen, they were coming out of the box. I mean, that is all as part of the installation. We get it once we install this.
Yeah,
Once we get access to it.
that's correct. They're all default roles. They're
Okay.
all default roles that you get as part of the installation. And you can even create a custom role depending on your organization needs. And you
Okay.
can create a group as well, and you can assign the users to the group.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'll have to check this. It's not coming up. Probably it would need a restart of the machine, and it's not coming up. And we'll ensure the secure agent is up and running. And for today, I'm going to show you the simple mapping. Simple mapping, but we cannot do a mapping as well because we don't have a connection created. So let me explain you about this this interface, which is this one is called a mapping canvas. This entire thing, what you see in the boxes, the shapes that you see here is called a mapping canvas. You get a source and a target by default, and you get all transformations in between, where you get aggregator or data masking, expression, filter. So everything, like all these transformations are part of your free trial account. You get all the license. It depends on the license. So ISCs is completely license driven UI, and this depends on the license that you have. You get different options where you can configure the services. So you can start working on it. So any questions so far on the things that are covered?
Yeah, and Shiva, this is Rajiv again. Sorry, actually I didn't join the class
Oh,
yesterday, so today's my first day. So one quick
okay, no
question I
problem.
have is that the connection to the secure agent you only need when you need to move the data, right? To execute the task flow. Otherwise, to create a mapping, we don't need a connection, right? Establish.
No,
I
no,
mean,
we need a connection to create a mapping as well, because I'll tell you, once you create a mapping and you have to assign a source, right? You need to select a connection. Without a connection, you can't create a mapping. So
okay.
that would become invalid,
Okay.
right? So you need to have a connection. And see, my previous account got expired, or else I would have shown you that secure agent got expired. I mean, the 30-day trial has completed.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So, or else I would have shown you that thing where I can create a mapping with a source and target, and without a connection you can't proceed anywhere.
Okay. So
That's
you
how
need
it
to have
is.
a connection, so that you can create the mapping.
Yeah. I mean, my other machine, my other laptop has the local agent, but I have to start it. If it is not started, right, your services won't come up. That's how it is.
Okay.
The one that you see with the local agent, not all the services are running. That actually says my laptop is not up and running. So in real time, you have to, like, it's part of a domain or it's part of an organization. You get all the services up and running. You don't have to worry about the services going down, right? They would be up and running all the time. So in a training environment, we have to make sure the services that we configure in our laptop have to be up and running, or else you won't be able to connect.
So
So
when you create this this account, you get actually a repository? I mean, can you show us the architecture diagram one more time? I know because I was not there yesterday. I want to
Sure,
see
sure,
what
sure.
you get.
Yeah, sure. So for the benefit of for the new students who have joined now, so let me bring up this PowerPoint and then I'll explain that again. Uh, just a minute. So
And
meanwhile,
Shiva,
I'll
can
start up
we
my.
have recorded sessions after the class? Because if someone misses the classes, at least we can have the recorded sessions.
Yeah, I mean, you can check with the organizer on this. They would record the sessions here, so that
Okay,
you can get the recordings from them.
okay, fine, yeah.
Shiva, are we covering up admin tasks as well as part of this training?
Yeah, I'll cover the admin topics, not completely, but what are the admin topics that are required? See, in fact, whatever we discussed so far are admin related, setting up secure
Yeah, I
agent,
understand. I
checking the
need
logs and
installations
everything.
and upgradations as well, something like that, configuration part and
Okay, can you
everything.
talk to the organizer? Probably that would need a separate batch, for administration
Sure,
course,
sure.
because
Yeah.
that's a different thing altogether, and I do not want to disturb the flow. I mean, it's good to
Okay.
learn administration as well, but I don't want to mix it up, with the development, right?
Okay.
So the crowd, I mean, the audience is more into the development side, and probably a few people are from admin background, but I don't want to cover exclusive administration, so I can do both
Oh,
actually. I mean, I can take up both trainings.
okay,
uh,
okay.
yeah, so I think Rajiv, right, you were asking about the
Yes,
architecture.
architecture. Just a
Yeah,
quick review because your
so
services are not coming up, so I just wanted to just look into it. Yeah.
sure, yeah, sure. So this is the architecture diagram. Let me put it in slide mode. So Informatica Cloud is a multi-tenant repository, and where the metadata gets exchanged over the internet. A user connects through a browser. A user connects through a browser, and a customer managed secure agent is which is behind your firewall, behind your organization firewall. So the reason why they have a secure agent is, this is to ensure the data is secured. The data of the organization is secured and the data is managed by a secure agent. So this will ensure only the metadata gets exchanged to the cloud. It's not the actual data. It's only the metadata that gets exchanged or that gets communicated to the Informatica cloud service. So the repository is a microservices based. They have different services and a multi-tenant repository where the data gets transmitted to this repository from your UI. Like, if you look at this diagram, right, the business data gets exposed or transposed in HTTPS format, like coming from different external source systems which are in cloud. Like typically, like, when we talk about a LinkedIn or Workday or NetSuite or, anything like any external system or Amazon, like cloud apps, or even like on-premise. When we talk about on-premise data, like when we talk about files, or when we talk about databases like SQL Server or Oracle, right? Data gets exchanged in the form of a metadata to multi-tenant repository. So the user logs in and he gets an identity access through a web client, and through on-premise data applications, he connects through the secure agent, and you design and you actually manage your administration, and then you communicate to Informatica intelligent cloud services. So if the firewall that you see is the firewall is sitting behind your organization, which is controlling your entire data. The data is not moving to Informatica cloud. Only the metadata gets exchanged. Okay.
So one question I have is that when you create this account, the free trial account, we actually become a
Mhm.
tenant on one of the schemas on the metadata repository, or it's gonna you get a separate repository. I mean, how does that work?
I do not have that information because the Informatica cloud management, I mean,
Okay.
the repository management is not done by us. We don't
Okay.
have control on that.
Okay.
It's all managed by Informatica itself, and right. So Informatica itself would manage this entire thing, and they host the repositories. I don't even know where the servers are located. It's like Google, right? Like
Okay.
Google has different locations. So we
But
just
one thing is there that the metadata
it's
of
a
our
vendor.
source systems, they will get into those repositories, right? So that is going to be our specific metadata sitting on
Correct. That's correct.
their site. Okay.
See, the unique identifier for our metadata is our org ID, right? I was
Okay.
telling you about org ID. So the org ID is nothing but where when you create an account, right? For every account you get an org ID. This is an organization which is Visualpath. Visualpath has an org ID. This is org ID, which is a unique identifier for this org name called Visualpath.
Okay.
So, and again, the secure agent is something in real time. It's like it happens on a rolling upgrade behavior, and they keep releasing. I mean, they do a lot of bug fixes. They do releases and upgrades on every 3 months or every 4 months. They do that because it's evolving. It's changing a lot. It's actually meeting up the requirements. Where the native or the native on-premise is getting moved to cloud, right? So the power center is going off. The power center, if you're from power center background, probably you could relate it more better. If someone from a non-power center background, like
Yeah.
I can say that power center guys would be really, they feel comfortable, like working on this. For others, it might take a little time to understand, but I guess it's pretty easy, because it's only like a toggle. You just have to toggle the services, and you need to know the functionality of each and every service. That's simple. Okay.
So at a client,
And
you get how do you manage those your dev or your UAT or your pre-prod or your all these different environments? I mean, I mean, do you have just one interface handling all that, or do you have separate this thing?
no, we should have a dedicated instance for everything. For a dev, you should have a separate URL, and for QA, for QAT, or for prod,
Okay.
you're supposed to have a separate URL. You can't club it all together,
Okay.
because we are supposed to do a kind of like code deployments, right? Where the code is supposed to be deployed from dev to QA and QA to UAT or UAT to prod, right? So we
So there
have
are
to,
migration tools. You can migrate the code from one environment to another environment. Like you have all those tools.
yeah, yeah, that's correct. We can do it. Yeah, we can
Okay.
do that deployments. So we need so the code gets deployed in in a zip file, which is actually the code inbuilt code is in a JSON format,
Okay.
which is the total bundle of the entire metadata. So I'll fix this, and yeah, the local agent is up and running on my other system. Let me log in. Yeah, give me a moment.
Shiva, Sagar here. I have one doubt.
Tell me.
If I have to do all this secure agent and all download and all, you have any document? Because when you done, I have not done on my PC simultaneously.
I'll send the notes how to install a secure agent. I can share the notes to the organizer, and they can send it to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. So the secure agent is up and running on my other laptop. Actually, initially I configured it in a different machine, and I logged into a different machine. So just give me some time. I mean, I'm logging in there, and I can show you to do a simple. I'll just explain you that how to create a flat file connection to begin with, and we can work on creating an Oracle connection and Salesforce connection at a later point. So yeah, just a minute. Let me log into the meeting. So meanwhile, anyone has anything to ask? Any questions? So
Yeah,
hope
hi
everyone is
Shiva.
clear about enabling free trial account, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Shiva, in this course, like application integration will also be covered.
Application integration, I'll keep it separate, once we are done with this course, because the course content, this is how it is, the course content, and
Mm-hmm.
where I'll be covering these modules. Like we were discussing about the Informatica Cloud Secure Agent and architecture to begin
Mm-hmm.
with, and creating connections, and then we'll go to data synchronization and qualifying and transforming the source data, and advanced source
Okay.
options, field lookups. So we'll be covering these topics along with mapping designer, which has got different transformations, and mapping task and parameters, advanced options, and administration, uh, along with task flows and hierarchical connectivity. This would be part of my course duration. So this would actually take about take around 24 hours to complete all these topics. So once I'm done with this, then I can go to app integration.
Okay, you will show one or two examples also, right? I guess.
Yeah, I'll show an example also.
Okay, yeah, that will be fine. Thank you.
Yeah. So so I guess in the interest of the time, right? I think we will we'll wind up for today, and because I have to log in, I need to log off here, and I need to log in back again. So just checking on this. Anyone has got any questions?
One.
Hello, Shiva, can I get the recording of this demo session?
Yeah, sure, sure. I mean, the organizer can share you that recording session, this
Okay, then I
recording
have to
actually.
ask about this organizer, right?
Yeah, you can ask them, right? Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Shiva. One question I have is that are there any transformations which are available in Power Center and not available in IICS? I mean, will you cover most of the like update strategy, all the important like SCD 1.2s, or how many what all transformations we will be covering as part of the course?
Yeah, as part of the course, we'll cover all the transformations which would be part of a free trial account. But again, depends. But update strategies is not included in ISCS now. It's not part of the
Yes.
ISCS. It is coming within the target itself, where you have an update, insert update operations. So a few transformations which we can discuss. I can cover most of them, and except the ones which are not part of the license. And like I can discuss about hierarchy parser, hierarchy builder, expression filter, aggregator, router, the generic transformations. I can
Mhm.
cover most of them, including web services. But sometimes where we may have some issues with the data, or which I've not explored yet, probably I may have to look into that transformations, which I would take some time to cover. Whatever I can do that for sure.
Okay. Any data cleansing transformations they've added new into this, or no? They're no all they're pretty similar to any
Data
idea?
cleansing, we also have a data quality service, which is coming in IECS. That's a separate service altogether, like
Oh,
data
okay.
cleansing.
Mhm.
Like, I think probably you are referring to something like validator or reference or
Yes.
lookup. I mean,
Yep. Yeah.
some kind of data quality, IDQ related things, right?
Yeah, IDQ related. Yeah. So they have CDQ as a product, right? Which is
Yeah, CDQ,
yeah,
correct.
CDQ.
That doesn't come in the free trial. That's a
Okay.
different thing. Yeah, cloud data quality. Okay, so I guess that's about it. And any what I would say is I would cover all the basic topics of cloud data integration, which may include a couple of couple of advanced topics, and we'll cover a couple of advanced scenarios as well, just to make sure, because I need to maintain the balance with the audience on the students who have joined. Not everyone are from the Informatica background, or they may not have that exposure. So we'll cover all the basic topics along with a couple of advanced topics in the part of training, as part of the training. Okay.
Yes, Shiva. Local agent is different than secure agent.
No. I have renamed my secure agent as local agent. That's it. It's not different. What I meant to say is, I just renamed my secure agent as local agent, which is nothing but, which is running on my laptop. These two are running on my laptop. So this is an
Okay.
Informatica Cloud house hosted agent. This is where we cannot create connections. We can run a job, but we cannot create connections. And, that would need a separate license altogether for that. If you have to configure that, that needs a separate license to run your jobs on Informatica Cloud hosted agent. But that's not a part of any org need. Organizations would expect a secure agent setup because they want to ensure the data is secured. They have to ensure the data is secured behind their firewall. That's how the secure agent thing has come up.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So I guess that's about it. And anyone has any further questions, please leave a note, and we'll try to cover as many topics as possible in our training. And we'll start the training from tomorrow. I'll ensure all the services are up and running before I start the session. Please join at 7 a.m. sharp. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you for
Thank
joining.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Shiva.